If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview. Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and that she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn.
What side is it?
It's God's side and the other side.
Started with Cat Williams, ending the year with Cat Williams. Who was he talking about, low key? Like we all
that part?
Yeah, we all speculated. No, with the wife, right? Yeah,
Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
I always thought he was talking about Steve Harvey.
Yeah, I agree because a lot of people try to say now that he was talking about Beyonce, and it was just like, no, that was not who he was talking about.
He was definitely. The internet is always hilarious because they get it wrong.
It would change the narrative on you in a second.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, the internet. Should we tell the truth today?
Yeah, we're gonna tell the truth. Let's do 90% truth today.
All right, cool. The girls have been fighting all week.
They have.
They have the internet news cycle has put our women in a spin cycle that I've never seen. So much so that Mike wrote something, and I said, "Hey, bro, they fighting. Leave them alone."
Yeah, I was like, what was that fight?
The Mexican body.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know how that started. I just
clicked. Well, I saw the original tweet. Like I thought.
So what was the original?
So the original tweet was so it's an outfit right now that all the girls wear. Right.
Okay.
It's like the leopard panties and then the white off the top. You've had to see this on Twitter.
Okay.
This week, and it was this young lady. She was very skinny.
Mm-hmm.
So or she wasn't skinny. She just didn't have a shape.
Okay.
And it was another black. I didn't say that. The black woman who tweeted it said this
because I already know how the joke got started.
She said, "Why y'all trying to wear this outfit shaped like a Mexican?" And then it just went crazy. Like the internet for 3 days was nothing but the sisters and our Latino sisters. Like,
are Mexicans our Latino sisters?
We don't know yet because we don't have the demographics from the election. So we do.
Pre-election, I don't think they was down with us.
I don't know because I've always thought that the Mexicans do.
Shout
rock
out
with
to Ben.
Us. We do need to find out.
Ben.
We need the demographics of the Hispanics and how they voted in that election.
See, Mike is changing it. I'm saying the Mexicans because LA, we definitely know they rock with the blacks. And shout out to the dude who said in the interview from being on Kendra's album, he was like, shout out to the blacks. They tried to kill him for that too. But it's like, you leave that type of guy alone. Face tats, I don't argue with nobody with face tats.
I know, right?
So with the Mexicans, it's interesting. Now, the reason why I say that is because we always have claimed Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, and somewhat Cubans. You got to ask them a couple questions.
Yeah. But the Dominicans sometimes mess with us, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they Cardi, sometimes they, what was the baseball player?
Who?
Sammy Sosa. Sometimes they Sammy Sosa, right? So it's
but
like
I think he was Cuban. Oh, no, he might have been.
No.
And Puerto Ricans they'll throw
that Tayano out there real quick on your ass.
There'll be J-Lo with Ja Rule, and then when Irv Gotti say something, J-Lo don't know who neither one of them is.
Yeah. So
they play the games.
We need it broken down. I thought the Mexicans rock with us.
Ben, you need to call in and explain that to us. Now, so they did have that argument.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. And then the Jay-Z, Beyonce, because all of us know, so the indictment was updated to name the other person to be Jay-Z in the indictment about Diddy, R-wording a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting, especially because they didn't update the woman's name.
Well, the rumor on the internet is the woman paid off, so she's already paid.
Interesting.
So she won't get named.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what happened was this came out, and I think no bullshit. I think 30 minutes later, Jay-Z had a full statement out.
Yeah. I think he knew it was coming. I do agree with the internet. He should have posted that from his account and not the Rock Nation account. Like,
okay,
because I think posted it for Rock Nation was a little bit of a bullying tactic, but also if you do get wrapped into this, whether you did or not, once you get wrapped into it, right, it kind of pulls Rock Nation into it. And when you pull Rock Nation into it, you kind of pulling Live Nation into it.
Yeah.
And it's like that becomes problematic,
That is fair.
I never thought
of
the
it like
business. That. So, I agree. You should have just posted that from your account. Look, it's calculated. I don't know what Jay-Z do, but what I do know is when I went to the black Twitter pages that were discussing this.
Let's get on our people right quick.
Yeah, like, Jason Whitlock looking at you. And when I put in, Matt Lauer's name or Epstein names, like somebody who we know actually did something, we still don't have the list yet of everybody that visited. It's like he just ran the island by himself, right? But when I went there, y'all had nothing on those guys, right?
Never.
But if I put in Diddy or Jay-Z, I could scroll for 2 pages.
So
what you got to say?
Let's tell the truth. Jason Whitlock, you posted a video to our group chat.
Yeah.
I've only talked about Jay-Z in 2 group chats.
Yeah.
Shout out to my young boys. I ain't gonna expose y'all. But they asked me what I thought about this. And my words to everybody who has asked me what I think about this, because everybody knows I love Jay-Z. I don't love him. I mean, I didn't grow up during that time.
Yeah.
By the time I really got into rap, which we found out I was too old. Kanye was around, so I was in there, right? So, but anyway, Jay-Z isn't my favorite rapper, but to me, he is the best rapper. That's why I've always stand, and I like his business sense. To everybody that asked me what I thought about this, I give y'all the answer I gave him. I don't know that nigga.
I don't know him.
Don't
know him. What I do know is that all things being equal, our black blogs and podcasters go after black men way harder than white pods and white blogs
absolutely
go after white men. That I do know. Because like I said, you can look up the names of people that have actually been accused. Harvey Weinstein, nowhere on Jason Whitlock's page. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I look at like what you're doing against one side, and here's the thing, I don't think he's getting directions to say, hey, make sure you go after Jay-Z and Diddy, right? I think that supremacy is just so embedded in the cooning that they know what to do, right? They know not to go after,
facts.
Actually accused and convicted, Euro-American men. And in order to kind of level it out or level set it, I'm gonna go extra hard at any time African American man is accused.
But my thing is, you look at a Jason Whitlock, and like when you post a thing in the video, you post a video in our group chat, and I was just like, yo, this is so crazy. I can't wait to see who Jay-Z decides to sue. Because that nigga will sue you.
Oh, yeah. Jason Whitlock is probably absolutely getting sued with that interview with Larry Johnson.
Absolutely. So Jay-Z has been known. Sued. And shout out to all the celebrities who have the time. Because they got the money. Sometimes they just don't have the time to say, yo, you can't just put smut on my name just because of hey, this is no longer news reporting.
Yeah.
This is you allowing just heinous shit happen. That's why I wasn't mad at Cardi B for suing Tasha K. No, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm not going to be mad at Meg Thee Stallion. I forgot who she sued because somebody just threw something crazy on her name. She's like, yo, you can't do that. So I'm never mad at that. But Jason Whitlock and Candace, let's do it both. Let's rope both of you dummies in the same basket. Y'all get off on creating content bashing black people because when you don't do that, white people do not accept you.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we look at a Candace, and when Candace wants to do yourself a favor. When Candace talked to a group when she goes on the whatever pod and she sits with all the white women who got crazy ass standards, and when she calls them out one by one, whether she's right or wrong, that shit does nothing versus when she talks about the black community, when she talks about Kamala, when she talks about Beyonce, when she talks about Colin Kaepernick. It does nothing there. And then what happens is what's going to happen when I clip this shit, all her little minions is going to get in our comments and be like, all right, now since you're critiquing her for calling out black people, now I'm here to defend her. But when she doesn't do that, they know where to support her. That's why her ass ain't got a job. Jason Whitlock, it's a reason why your ass can't get on any network that's worth talking about. You bringing somebody on to talk about, yo, I was there.
Conspiracy theorist Larry Johnson. Matter of fact, one of the greatest running back seasons in the history of the NFL. Like the conspiracy theorist thing is just so wild to see him play from Penn State to Kansas City to what he's doing now. But to go in and just besmirch, someone, right? And then to say, let's say what you're alleging is true.
Let's go there, because I want to do this too.
Yeah, let's say it is true, right? Your response is to just leave and to say nothing for a decade?
Bro, I'm gonna tell y'all this. When I watched the R. Kelly doc, and when that woman got on there and said, "Yeah, we had sex with children," I was trying to figure out why she wasn't in jail.
Yeah, it's like you are complicit, or either you're doing it too.
Yeah, it's like what are we doing here?
What are you doing? So I think throwing black men up under the bus is it's such a sport. It's like bowling. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, how many pins did you knock down? You know what I'm saying? And so I think you forget everything else, right? You forget who else is participating, who else is doing it, who is more guilty. And again, one of my biggest problems is, when we're trying out this, right? It's like, well, hip hop is a degenerate music. And look, I have my own problem with rap right now.
Absolutely.
Right? But when I can tell you that there's probably no less than 10 songs written in my lifetime, right? I might have been a baby, by rock groups that are actually saying 16 in the song, right? And that's an individual, right? Has nothing to do. I heard Benny Mahoney's in the freaking elevator one day at a hotel. I was like, it's no way in hell they are playing this song as elevator music.
Bruh, I look at it as like, speaking
Kiss
about
has a song in the 80s.
Well, you know how they got that.
Yeah.
Let's do it like that. I mean, Elvis got his shit off.
Yeah. But I try to bring them up because they can say that's old. I'm talking about this is shit during the 80s, bro.
But we still never looked at Elvis. Like, we criticized Elvis more for stealing black music
than we do for doing wild shit.
Yeah, and it is a wild thing. And here's the thing: if evidence comes out and Jay-Z did any of this, I look at it like this: it's like, I don't know him, and I can't speak to that man's character, and it's crazy. But for this just to come out like, oh, a name change. Jay-Z responds, and then it's like our community is like we watched the girls fight. We watched Nicki fans fight Beyonce fans over the weekend or the last couple of days.
Y'all hated Cooking with Kaya.
And then, oh my gosh. And you know what the argument between them is like the Beyonce fans is like, hey, Nicki, y'all fans can't talk about me because of what your husband did. And it's like, well, look at her husband. And it's like, yo, what are y'all talking about right now?
But here's the thing, right? If we're gonna judge a man on his character, this is not a defense of Jay-Z. This is me pointing out that there's never a win for a black man, right?
Never.
All right. Jay-Z is a rapper who was a drug dealer at some point, right? I would never defend Jay-Z for anything that he did when it comes to drug dealing and moving that into rapping, right? He was a good rapper. But with that being said, if you look at the trajectory of Jay-Z's life, of the man that he became, and all his peers, right? Whether it's Dame Dash, whether it's R. Kelly, who else can you name that's been on some wild shit? Russell Simmons. Jay-Z actually got married, had 2 kids.
Three
kids. He got 2 or 3.
He has 3. The last set is twins.
Oh, shit. Okay. Didn't even know. That's how private the man is. That's how much of a dad he is now, right? So if a man can change his life right there, like move into a businessman, get himself into circles. Okay, yes, he is a capitalist. The whole Colin Kaepernick NFL fiasco, that did happen. But if I look at him and how he is as a family man, made a mistake, let his woman get it off, went back home.
Sister get off.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When I look at that, it's like, okay, do you ever give a man any credit for changing his life, right? And this is Sand's allegations, right? I'm just saying in general, when we look at, it's like there's nothing you can do as a man. If you move yourself from the bottom tier to the top tier, you're always going to be looked at as like, yo, no, you're down here. You're still here, right?
Yeah.
Byron Allen is still a comedian, right? No matter what he could do, this man has not been a comedian since he probably had his last laugh at the Comedy Factory in the 80s, right? But it's like 40 years later, like, nah, we're always going to minimize you for who you are. Point being, there's something in the water, there's something in this country where you always want to get it off of, hey, if we could tear that man down, we feel good about ourselves.
Absolutely. And I'd be glad when our community just stopped doing that.
Do you think that's going to happen?
Not with the internet around.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen either. And that's why I'm for the full delineation, tactical retreat of productive black men to pull themselves out of the environment that they're in. You can't fight off everybody, bro. You can't fight off supremacy that is a constant, right?
Bro, a white man killed a black man on the subway in New York. That impersonator, the Michael Jackson impersonator. Sorry, I'm going to be honest with y'all. That shit didn't make it past Virginia down here. Nobody ain't talking about that.
No one's talking. And on his side, everybody's defending it, right? You know, funny. All right, this is how supremacy works. This is what's happening right now. You have the healthcare executive that got murdered, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody's saying that you can't be a vigilante. That is wrong. Mm-hmm. Simultaneously, while Daniel Penny is getting off for murdering the kid on the subway, and everybody's saying he did a good thing, right? Yeah. This is why I tell y'all, I don't argue. It's three groups of people that I do not argue with on the internet.
Okay, let's hear
And Biggest is one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, Biggest, because it's like, yo, you can't argue with a brain that says you can't be a vigilante while simultaneously praising a vigilante.
Bro, that's crazy. And you think about it and I'm like, damn.
And you know who the other two is.
Yeah, I know. As you start naming, I said, oh, he can't say that. We got a bleep button, but it's more work for me to do. But yeah, man, that was just sad. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, we never got to talk about that. Shit, we never got to talk about Kendrick versus Andrew Schultz. And let's be honest, I don't think Kendrick's line to Andrew Schultz, I don't think Kendrick's line was for Andrew Schultz. I think that shit was for Charlamagne and everybody else that let white comedians get online and start talking shit. I think it was more about Charlamagne than about Andrew Schultz. And the fact that Andrew Schultz gets the community gets to say, hey, well, he's a comedian, he's racist to everybody. He can't be racist. It's like, y'all fall for that shit if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew Schultz, here's the thing, right? I'm a free speech absolutist, which means I have to be able to say, all right, get it off whether I agree with you or not.
Okay.
And Andrew Schultz to me is no different between him and I don't know if this name will resonate with you, Andrew Dice Clay from back in the day, right? Andrew Dice Clay was never funny to me. So I should probably have not ever been watching him as a 10-year-old probably, but my aunt had all the VHS tapes for all the comedians. So if I'm watching Eddie Murphy, yes, I'm also going to be watching Andrew Dice. But he was basically, I think he was Italian. I think he was from Jersey. Mm-hmm. Or maybe I shouldn't say he's Italian. Maybe I should say he's from Jersey. But he would get off racist jokes and people would laugh, right? Mm-hmm. Well, not people that look like me.
Yeah.
But I never thought he was funny. And I'm like, he's just not funny. Because I'm like, there's comedians that are white that I actually listen to that are funny, like George Carlin. It's actually freaking funny. This guy was never funny. And I think Andrew Schultz is in that mode of, I think we forget how many Euro-Americans are here, right? Mm-hmm. And then like probably a good segment of them are just, that type of Euro-American. Yeah. To whereas if you're Andrew Schultz, you can make a living. If you're Andrew Dice Clay, you can make a living.
Absolutely. Amazon, they said you niggas can't get your packages.
And what happened? What's going on with Amazon?
There is, hold on, let me pull it up. They're getting sued because a couple of black neighborhoods, they ain't getting their shit, man.
You know what? We should talk about this.
All right, hold on. District of Columbia says Amazon secretly stopped fast deliveries to 2 predominantly black zip codes, not even neighborhoods, zip codes, which is crazy.
Zip code.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: if there's a zip code where packages are getting stolen,
okay,
where drivers are being mugged,
oh wow,
as an organization,
what should you do? Give everybody free Ring cameras.
Well, they own it. They own Ring. You're right. They could do that. That would be a solution.
I do like how where I live at, and it's probably because I'm in the largest zip code in Charlotte. There is Amazon pickup locations. They should probably start implementing that.
They should do that. They should. That would have been an easy fix.
Absolutely.
That would have been.
You can't just stop it.
Can't just because you've already committed yourself to say, hey, I'm going to deliver packages. So yeah, I mean, you're right. I think they should have put a box there. That's why I asked the question. I knew you'd have a solution.
The young boy has a solution. You know what we should do next year? We should take your mom and my dad out to eat for their birthday.
Okay, let's do it.
It'd be us 4.
Yeah, let's do it.
There we go. I think. Probably my sister gonna try to hop in for a free meal.
Probably both of our sisters gonna try to hop in.
Oh yeah, they both here. They definitely.
Yeah, they probably. we can flip them on that end, make them pay.
Absolutely. Send them you ever heard of TriCount?
No, what's TriCount?
You put everybody's name into the app, and everybody uploads what expenses was paid, and you say who's responsible for it, and at the end it tells everybody who owes who what.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
I hate it because Ben and Ryan do it. So they'll just go to the liquor store, bring liquor bag, and you be like, oh, cool, bro. You got us some Don Julio. Then you get a bill at the end of the trip.
Oh, yeah, I don't like that.
See?
I don't like